Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have to say that Democrats feel very differently about the FTC than Republicans, and that's clear today. I'm going to praise the FTC, unlike the GOP, and I don't want to reduce their authority. I think under the leadership of Chair Lina Khan, they've been taking important and bold steps to protect Americans from deceptive and unfair acts and practices. The FTC has consistently been a champion for everyday Americans, fighting against bad actors who seek to scam senior citizens out of their hard-earned savings, take advantage of grieving families, and expose children's data to foreign adversaries just to turn a profit from advertising. And the FTC has taken on big tech with actions against companies that put profits over consumer privacy and unlawfully shared sensitive health, biometric, geolocation, and browsing data. Today, the FCC is releasing a groundbreaking staff report that examines the data collection and use practices of major social media and video streaming services. It confirms what we all know, that big tech is engaged in vast surveillance of consumers in order to monetize their personal information while failing to adequately protect users online, especially children. Indeed, protecting children has been a particular focus of the Commission, bringing actions against companies like TikTok, Amazon, and Epic Games for violating children's privacy, and in some instances putting children in harm's way. The FTC is also using its tools to protect seniors and other consumers from abusive and illegal robocalls and text scams. The Commission leads a task force with partners from all 50 states that has collected more than $394 million in 2023 alone from scammers, much of which was returned to victims of those scams. I also applaud the FTC's antitrust work under Chair Khan, including its diligent attention to oil company mergers that could raise the prices everyday American families pay at the gas pump and elsewhere. As part of one of these investigations, the FTC uncovered evidence that a former big oil CEO had colluded with OPEC to limit crude oil production and increase prices on hardworking American families. And it's been over 3 months since I requested that Chair Rogers hold a hearing on these allegations, and still there's been no action from the Republican majority. Instead of investigating these allegations, Republicans are seeking to call into question the excellent work of the FTC. And unfortunately, it's House Republicans who are undermining the FTC's ability to fulfill its mission, passing a 8.5% cut to the agency, which would be nothing short of devastating. The FTC goes up against companies with billion-dollar budgets and an ever more complex and evolving economy, all with fewer employees than it had 45 years ago. A budget shortfall of this magnitude would gut the FTC at the expense of consumers. In addition to resources, Congress must provide the FTC with additional strong statutory authority. It is critical that we enact a strong, comprehensive privacy legislation, such as the American Privacy Rights Act that I've worked on with Chair Rogers, and that bill gives the FTC the enforcement and rulemaking authority it needs to protect all Americans' privacy and data security. It's also critical that we restore the FTC's authority to seek redress in federal court for consumers who've lost money to telemarketing scams, pyramid schemes, work with home fraud, and other violations of the FTC Act. And the FTC does all it can to fulfill its mission with the tools it's been given, but without robust authority, it's working with one hand tied behind its back. And that's not right. Vulnerable consumers who have been defrauded by scammers deserve an enforcer with a fulsome toolbox to protect them. However, committee Republicans would rather spend valuable time raising claims about an agency that fights every day in the best interest of their constituents. But this kind of anti-consumer behavior is not surprising. It's reflected again in Trump's Project 2025, a blueprint for the future of the Republican Party that would consolidate power in the White House, gut checks and balances, and eliminate the independence of federal agencies like the FTC. And Trump's Project 2025 threatens to eradicate the FTC altogether, making it clear that Republicans stand on the side of scammers and unregulated corporate greed, not everyday Americans. It's the wrong approach. House Democrats are committed to defending American consumers from the extremist Republican agenda in Trump's Project 2025, and that includes fighting for a strong and well-funded FTC equipped with the authority it needs to protect Americans from scammers and bad actors. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back the balance of my time.